This is my match video for the High Desert 3-Gun Championship 2018 Day 1. This match was held at the Parma Gun Club in Parma, Idaho. I begin this stage with my KE-15 shooting team rifle equipped with Vortex Viper PST 1-6 and Crossfire red dot. There are 2 static steel targets in that back corner requiring 2 hits each. There are also 2 static steel targets in the back corner on this section as well. Once those static steel are engaged, there are other steel targets a little bit further up on the hill. I'm using this match to evaluate the Mossberg 590M shotgun for an issue of recoil magazine. The 590M you see me grab here is equipped with a Mesa tactical stock adapter and AGP side folding stock. I've also had a prototype KE Arms Aimpoint micro mount attached to it with an Aimpoint H1 micro. These angled ports are a bit of a 180 trap. You want to make sure that you engage the targets in the correct location before you go past the 180. This feels a little unnatural because you may need to squat to see through the port in the correct location. I began this stage with 1 slug in the chamber and the rest of the 20-round magazine loaded with birdshot. I'm going to reload up here with a magazine of slugs because I don't want to have to count my rounds of how many birdshot I've expended before going to slugs. I now transition to my KE9 Action Carbine. This is the same carbine that I used last year at this match, recoded in Gila Monster pattern by We Plead II, and using a standard 9mm bolt and buffer system. The red dot is a Vortex Crossfire. In Trooper Division, we can use the pistol caliber carbine in place of rifle or pistol as we see fit.
If done, unload, show clear.
I had the fastest time in Trooper Division, giving me 100 points on this stage. This stage required that the shooter start seated in the Humvee. Aside from that, the shooter had a lot of choice with regards to what order they shot the stage in. I go to the long-range rifle targets first because I want to get those out of the way while I am still well rested and the most stable. Here I am engaging a double spinner at about 100 yards. After the spinner, there are 2 static steel in the 200 to 300 yard range requiring 2 hits each. Now I transition to my PCC. The round steel all must be engaged with pistol caliber. After engaging the plate rack, it must be reset and will be re-engaged with shotgun later. At this match, square paper is for rifles and humanoid targets are for pistols. Because I'm using PCC and Trooper Division, I can simply use 1 gun to engage all of them in one sweep. Now I ground the PCC in the dump box and acquire the shotgun, starting with a 20-round mag of birdshot. One thing I forgot to point out on stage 1 is that this is the first rounds I've ever fired on the clock at a match with this particular gun. After these shot targets, I transitioned to slugs with the same 10-round magazine that I used on stage 1. I dropped that magazine partially empty and refilled it. What I find out is that when I refill a partial magazine that's been dropped in the 590M, it is prone to causing malfunctions, as you will see here after the first 2 shots. I believe the drop causes the rims to unstack. If you drop one of the 590M magazines while it is partially empty, always unload it all the way and refill it before using it again. I was 6th in Trooper on this stage with 59.13% of the winner's score. This stage began with a number of intermediate to long-range target engagements. If you brought a precision rifle, you could use it for some bonuses on this stage. I did not bring a precision rifle, so I simply started with my normal KE-15 shooting team rifle. If you hit this binary charge on the first shot, it was a 10-second bonus. Unfortunately, my first round went right over the top of it. Next up, 2 MGM flash targets requiring 1 hit each.
It's a hit.
Now there are 2 static steel targets at 3 to 400 yards.
2, 1, 2.
The Know Your Limits plate rack has decreasing sizes of targets. I believe the smallest one is about 2 inches across.
3, 4, 5.
This first activator I shoot launches 2 clays at an angle downrange. This shotgun doesn't have a choke in it, so by the time I'm on them, they're out of the effective range of my bird shot. I'm still getting used to the timing and feel of pumping and swinging this shotgun, so on this first clay launcher activator here, I miss it.
One, two.
I have a foot hanging outside of the shooting area, so the RO cautions me to step back inside of it.
Over.
I was 4th in Trooper Division on this stage with 73.28% of the winner's score. Missing those clay targets knocked me back 20% on this stage. This stage began with rifle and pistol unloaded on the table and magazine starting on the table. Because I use the PCC for both rifle and pistol, I must change magazines before engaging each array. Once done with the PCC, I transitioned to shotgun. I had my 1301 semi-automatic shotgun with me in case the Mossberg had problems at the match. I thought about switching to it on this stage because it would have given me a faster time on the plates. And this would have been allowed in Trooper Division because I had carried it with me from stage to stage. I chose not to do so, however, because evaluating the efficacy of the Mossberg 590M was one of my goals in attending this event, and swapping it out for one stage to get a faster time would have ruined the experiment in my mind. I was 5th on this stage with 75.01% of the winner's score. Very close to the other competitors in my division who were mostly using semi-autos. However, Brian Heumann blew the stage away with that 13.93 second run. That ends day 1 of the High Desert 3-Gun Championship 2018. Thank you for watching, and come back again for more match and multi-gun competition content.